the Trump administration confirmed a $344 million crypto freeze tied to Iran, with Tether blocking USDT across 2 TRON addresses. The tension is that the freeze is both a sanctions action and a signal about how stablecoin issuers fit into cross-border financial pressure. Donald Trump admin now points to Iran-linked USDT as the center of the story, not a broad market mood. The first thing to separate is the event from the interpretation. The event is 2 TRON addresses were frozen, and the pressure point is that the freeze is part of a pressure push. That gives the segment a concrete test instead of a broad mood read. A viewer can immediately judge what changed, which actor matters, and what signal would confirm follow-through. U.S. officials tie the wallets to Iranian exchanges, intermediary addresses, and activity connected to wallets associated with the Central Bank of Iran. This is the baseline viewers need before treating the move as bullish, bearish, or settled. The number to keep visible is $344 million freeze. It anchors the scale and prevents the scene from drifting into vague sentiment. The action covered $344 million in USDT is the confirmed frame, while officials pointed to Iran-linked flows sets the practical boundary. If later claims appear, they should be compared back to this frame rather than accepted because the story sounds urgent. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The mechanism is issuer cooperation. Once authorities flag addresses, Tether can freeze USDT at the contract level and prevent further movement. In plain English, the mechanism explains why the headline matters. For Iran-linked USDT, it is not a side detail. It is the reason the event can affect users, markets, or institutions. Tether acted after authority requests is the working part, and issuer controls stopped movement explains why the outcome is not automatic. A headline can move attention, but this mechanism decides whether the event has repeatable consequences or only a short reaction. The affected side includes Iranian-linked financial networks, stablecoin issuers, exchanges, and diplomats negotiating during a tense sanctions window. This is where the practical consequence sits. The story is narrower than the whole crypto market. It focuses on Trump admin, Iran-linked USDT, and the counterparties tied to the same path. Sanctions pressure now uses stablecoins is the exposed side, while diplomacy now meets on-chain funds. That prevents overreach. The segment does not claim every token, chain, user, or institution is equally exposed. What remains unclear is how much of the alleged network has been independently verified and whether the freeze becomes part of a broader settlement demand. That distinction matters because traders and users can overread a first move. A useful viewer should not fill that gap with a prediction. Verification limits remain important is where evidence stops, and the full network is not public defines the proof that would make the next claim safer. That keeps the uncertainty useful. It tells viewers exactly which assumption should not be treated as fact. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The next signal is whether additional wallets are identified, whether Iran demands frozen funds in talks, and how Tether frames future cooperation. For Donald Trump admin, the closing read should stay tied to the next observable signal, not a prediction. If that signal appears, the story gains confirmation. If it fails, the market has to treat the earlier move as incomplete. The practical close is talks may make the funds central. That keeps the ending tied to a measurable signal instead of implying a guaranteed outcome. It is the readout the viewer can carry forward after the card ends and the next market or policy reaction begins.